Alright, here we are for the finals of the Peasant event. You can find more videos from me from those places. Sadly, Elliott thought this was just a 4-round event and didn't realize we had cut to top 4, so he disappeared for 10 minutes, and based on what I've read in the rules, I was just a temporary host, so I wasn't exactly sure, but the rules say after 10 minutes I had to give him a game loss. So he started with a game loss. Unfortunately. Again, this is mono blue control versus elves. Piracy Charm probably pretty good in this matchup. It's just straight up removal. It seems like Elliott chose to reveal his Spire Golem off his Delver, I believe. Yeah, you can reveal anyway, so that's probably a mistake. Sometimes you just take yes. This is a pretty slow start from the elf deck, but I guess it's stuck on one land. Oh, there's a second one. And, yeah, sadly the mono blue deck is stuck on 2 lands as well, and it kind of needs lands to function. Now that Varner has resolved 2 Timbermaw Elves, it's going to be very hard without lands and running lands and bounce spells to even stabilize here, let alone win. Now there's 3 Timberwatch Elves. Yeah, so interesting. How much was that for? Okay, so that wouldn't have been lethal, so yeah. I agree with saving the creature there and killing the blocker. Both Delvers flip. And again an attack. I wasn't sure here. I asked afterwards, and Varner was thinking he should have swung with 4? But the worst his opponent could have is, I believe, repeal? And if your opponent has repeal and you swing with all 4, he'll block the 2 Timberwatch Elves. Because then if you try to pump for the win, your creature will get bounced, and you can only save one of them. So I agree that attacking with 3 is correct. Like, I think attacking with 3 is correct. His opponent blocks like that, and he chooses to pump the Timberwatch Elves. If his opponent had more lands, because let's face it here, Elliott is pretty much drawing dead. His opponent has 3 Timberwatch Elves, he has 2 lands. So it doesn't really matter, but in the abstract I would pump the Land War Elves first. It doesn't really, it's just, it depends. In this situation it doesn't matter. And here, Varner pumps the Nettle Sentinel. He is playing around repeal, I believe, yeah. And so the Nettle Sentinel gets repealed. But in my mind, it doesn't matter, Elliott's drawing dead. I would have pumped the Land War Elves because the Nettle Sentinel already trades with the Aberration without being pumped. So that just leaves his opponent with no blockers. And even if it bounces the Land War Elves, you can just replay it. Again, it doesn't really matter, but I think that's what I would have done. And that's all. So it's kind of an anticlimactic final because of the game loss, but it's what you have to do. Like, you can't play favorites with the rules, sadly. Or not sadly, I guess. You don't want to. You have to maintain tournament integrity. Yeah, so that was just a recap of that. Again, I was hosting. I didn't play. I don't like playing when I'm hosting, unless I have to. Like, so nobody gets a bye, or so there's prize support. And again, this was sponsored by MTGOtraders.com. And so you should, maybe think of them if you're going to buy cards. They're pretty comparable to other chains, and they have a website where you can pay directly with PayPal, I believe, if you don't want to use tickets. Thanks for joining me, and I might do more of these, I might not. I might be playing, so I won't have the option. Yep, see you all later.